my fellow Marks, and welcome to another edition of the Remark, the show where we sit around and bitch about a heavily produced series of segments featuring unenthusiastic talking and overblown hype for a thing that is guaranteed to be disappointing by the time we actually get to experience it. But enough about E3, let's talk wrestling. My name's Martin. Be on the lookout for my upcoming WWE 24 featurette about how my YouTube channel was tragically taken down and I had to spend 10 business days waiting for my grand return to the sport of professional abridging. Lots and lots of emotional behind-the-scenes footage of me binge-watching Adult Swim for jokes to steal. This week, Raw comes to us live from the Cajun Dome, where you can order a nice big serving of jambalaya and follow that up with a favorite of WWE superstar Roman Reigns, a hot bowl of gumbo. We kick things off with Paul Heyman accompanying Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion whose title reign is the equivalent of one big pay-per-view quality lumberjack match, in that he is beset on all sides by contenders for his championship belt, and it seems like something really exciting might happen at any given moment, but for the most part, fuck all happens. But I love it though. The WWE Universe is universally thrilled to see their Universal Champion of the Universe, as evidenced by this fan's reaction. Brock Lesnar will be defending his title at the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view in 4 weeks. Speaking of fire, what WWE does to the ring crew when Lesnar's pyro fails to go off during his entrance. Booker T's vocabulary is as comprehensive as he is comprehensible.
Not very.
You look at Brock Lesnar, guys, and the only thing you can say is, that man.
This is actually just Booker covering his own ass for when he inevitably forgets all the wrestlers' names and simply starts using an assortment of pronouns. That man starts doing that thing to that one guy, and it looks like it could soon be curtains for whomever. To be fair, it's still way more specific than most of Michael Cole's wrestling commentary. Paul Heyman explains that Brock Lesnar is pissed off at Samoa Joe for putting his hands on him in lieu of his client last week. You see, Brock can't have Paul Heyman getting choked out on an episode of Monday Night Raw. The risk is just too high that Heyman could damage his throat and lose his voice, thereby requiring Lesnar to actually start appearing on the show more than once an epoch to cut his own promos. Why cut a promo when he could instead be just cutting the grass on his farm back home? You're playing with fire, Samoa Joe. One might even say that you're playing with great balls of fire.
Now, Brock Lesnar has a problem.
And now he's got to wrestle someone.
And it's a problem that's going to be solved.
Is it?
By the greatest problem solver in WWE history.
You heard it here first, folks. The genius Lanny Poffo is going to interfere on Brock's behalf. Never was a problem he couldn't math his way out of. Heyman calls Samoa Joe's rank and status in the wrestling community into question, calling him the runt of the litter when compared to the legacy of other such Islander greats.
You're a mutt! You're a punk! You're a dog! You're a dog!
Somehow referring to Joe as a dog is intended to be belittling and insulting, and yet doesn't seem quite so sick a burn when you realize this is the exact description they use to big up Roman Reigns on a nightly basis.
He's the big dog.
Paul Heyman describes what it's like being in a room with Rob Van Dam and Sean Waltman in a room with no open windows.
I could not breathe.
This is also how he describes what it was like working under Vince McMahon as head writer for SmackDown back in the early 2000s. Paul describes the sensation of being knocked out by Joe's coquina clutch.
The next thing I know, they're waking me up. And when I woke up, the first thing I thought of was, oh dear God.
I probably should have paid my employees once in a while.
What if Samoa Joe puts that coquina clutch on Brock Lesnar?
Right, or that. Samoa Joe comes out and everyone gets out their Donkey Konga bongo controllers to play along to his entrance theme, and the two behemoths have a face-off that results in the Raw locker room spilling out to try and keep the two separated. And the kick that Joe delivers to Lesnar is only half as painful as the irony that slaps us in the face when you realize that more than half the jobbers wrestlers in the ring right now still get more TV time in a given year than our current Universal Champion. Noam Dar is interrupted mid-phone call by Cedric Alexander, who has returned from injury with a fresh new gimmick of guy who thinks every other wrestler is on the ceiling.
I don't even wear makeup, and if I did, I wouldn't need no touch-up. Who does she think she...
Noam Dar makes phone calls the traditional WWE superstar way, by holding it out at arm's length and at an angle that makes absolutely no sense, just like how they watch TV. Dar is talking to Alicia Fox, who is at home nursing a neck injury, presumably the result of angling her neck in order to make calls like this. Oh, hang on, I've got to make a call.
He's calling his people.
What is this? Alicia and I are having a little chat. She's at home recovering from a neck injury.
Yeah, neck injury!
She sounds like a drunk character from a late 90s road trip movie. Woo! Yeah, neck injury! Yeah, debilitating wound that keeps me from in-ring performance. Only 800 more miles to go to Vegas. Woo! Yeah, neck injury! Noam Dar is the pro wrestling equivalent of a character from The High Life.
Don't worry,
Babe,
Fluffy Button.
no.
I'm going to sort this, okay?
I'm sorry.
You go and have a little lie down. Get some ice on your neck.
And for the 99% of my viewing audience who haven't seen The High Life, pretend I just made a really funny joke, okay? And for the 1% of my viewing audience who have seen The High Life, pretend I just made a really funny joke, okay? 205 Live is the most exciting hour on TV, featuring some of the most eclectic and entertaining performers the WWE has to offer. So how do they choose to showcase them on Raw? By putting them in joke matches that rarely get started and even rarelier feature traditional cruiserweight wrestling. It all makes sense, however, when you realize that 205 Live was originally pitched by Michael Cole as a wacky sitcom.
Cedric Alexander, one of the exciting stars of the cruiserweights, which can be seen every Tuesday night on the WWE Network.
You see, when it was first conceived, it was originally going to be a series of goofy segments where wrestlers fought over Alicia Fox in a sort of Three's Company meets New Girl feel. Oh no, wait, that's just what 205 Live ended up being. Just replace the CM Punk chants with a laugh track and you've got the hit new comedy of 2017. Noam Dar comes out to the ring with his phone hooked up to the arena's audio system. Because... I mean, of course he did. Why wouldn't he?
Do you understand English?
I need to go and do that, Mark. Are you joking?
Well, I understand that you have an important message. Here's the deal, Cedric is not.
Wait, now we have to listen to someone complain constantly while we watch Raw? If I wanted that experience, I'd just open up any given wrestling chat room. Noam Dar and Alicia Fox compete for the most incomprehensible dialogue in a 5-minute period.
You're dressing up without me.
I need to go and do what I'm
That's not
Hang on the phone, please.
I feel like whoever signed off on this segment must have recently suffered a severe head injury. Yeah, head injury! The torture continues unabated.
thing is Cedric is sneaky. Sneaky. Revenge, babe.
Congratulations, WWE! You've managed to make cutting to fans in the crowd who are on their phones seem slightly less intrusive and distracting now that the wrestlers are doing it as well. Also, women sure are bitchy calling up their boyfriends to bitch at them while they're trying to work like a bitch. What a hilarious and not at all outdated trope from the 1990s. Cedric Alexander pins a distracted Noam Dar because he's sneaky. Sneaky! Revenge, babe! And both men look just super good because of this joke match that did absolutely nothing but remind you that yes, Cedric Alexander exists. Oh, hang on 1 second, somebody's trying to call me. I'm gonna, I guess I'll have to hold it out at an angle. Hi honey, how are you? No, listen, it's okay. No, you don't understand. I was filming a video, and listen, you're getting very upset with me right now, and I'm trying to film, and it's not necessary. This is all, I'm holding the phone out at an angle. You have to listen to me. Those of you upset that WWE has been basically murdering Bayley's character as of late, never fear. That's not going to happen tonight. Instead, Bayley is going to butcher her own character by doing a sit-down interview with Corey Graves. Corey is excited to interview Bayley, but gets momentarily distracted by his mortal enemy, the WWE Live watermark.
Bayley, first of all, thanks for sitting down with me.
There's a history there. Corey makes his concerns known.
Now, a lot of people, myself included, had doubts as to whether or not you were going to be able to take it to the extreme.
In fact, a lot of people, myself included, had their doubts as to whether the WWE would be able to take it to the extreme. And if the WWE is known for anything, it's confirming people's doubts. But never fear, the stalwart babyface hero Bayley has a definitive and absolute response to Corey's criticisms. Be sure to pick up Bayley's brand new I'm a Shrugger shirt, now available at WWEshop.com. But all joking aside, Bayley sums things up and explains why she was at a disadvantage in that match.
That match is designed to inflict pain, right? I've just never been in a match like that. I've never been in a situation like that.
You've never been in a match where the intent was to inflict pain on your opponent? Oh, right, because all the other wrestlers you've been in the ring with were just trying to aggressively tickle you. I was wondering why every other match you've had took place in a bouncy castle. Yes, it all makes sense now. Of course you would lose in a match where the objective is to hurt your opponent. I mean, it's not like we've seen extensive footage of you training to do just that. You were out of your element. If only you'd been more involved in the Bayley This Is Your Life segment, because clearly, if anything was designed to make people experience pain, that was that.
Honestly, I think I reacted the way most people would have reacted.
Most people aren't professionally trained to professionally wrestle other professional wrestlers.
I'm not here to put bruises on people's backs or to send people to the hospital. I'm here to put smiles on people's faces.
Which is why I chose to pursue one of the most violent careers a person can have. Reminds me of that classic post-match interview after CM Punk's UFC debut, where he said confidently, "I'm not here to fight. I'm here to hand out balloon animals and slip on banana peels for people's amusement." What a proud warrior.
I know I'm not going to be defeating anybody on the Raw women's roster with hugs.
That's literally how you defeat them.
What does the future hold for Bayley?
Hey, I didn't come here to have a future. I just came here to put a smile on the face of the present.
All right. Well, I'm actually happy that you asked that because I've been getting tons of tweets all week, and I know that the WWE Universe has been asking the same questions since Extreme Rules, so...
And heaven forbid I have any character development on my own terms. I have to explain that social media is my only source of motivation. Yes, it's a good thing that Bayley is a strong, competent character that apparently does not want to hurt anyone in a wrestling match and also has no impulse of her own outside of tweets she gets from fans. Now, I definitely want her to win matches because she's such a distinct and vibrant personality.
I want to give the fans, the little kids, the little girls, anybody who has a dream to know that it's possible.
Yes, I also want to give the fans to know that it's possible. You at home watching this video, I want to give you to know that it's possible. If you take anything away from this video, it's that I want you to It Gets Better. In the words of Wayne Gretzky, never give up on 100% of the shots that believe in yourself. Inspirational. Bayley ends the interview by hugging Corey, which would be adorable and go a long way toward washing the taste of this segment out of our mouths if it wasn't portrayed in the most uncomfortable manner possible.
Just rub your back. Felt good, right?
I need a cigarette.
Corey Graves there, comparing a hug from the wide-eyed, innocent Bayley to having a shag. Creepily hugging over to SmackDown, Naomi takes on Tamina in a match designed to hype up this weekend's first ever historic women's Something in the Bank match. Sorry about that, I've completely blanked on the pay-per-view title. Something in the Bank? Well, I know it rhymes with funny.
Bugs Bunny?
Sure, we'll go with that. Last week, Naomi attempted to laugh off Lana's demands to be included in the Money in the Bank match, only to end up giving Lana a title shot after the ravishing Russian interfered in her match. Quoth JBL,
Hubris is the downfall of many people, and it might be the downfall of Naomi.
I never thought I'd be living in a world where we'd be discussing former Funkadactyl Naomi's hubris. But regardless, here we are. From now on, Naomi will be quoted in the same breath as Shelley's Ozymandias. Look upon my works, ye mighty, and I must snatch you bald. Tamina comes out, closely followed by Lana debuting her new gimmick as a seductive Elsa from Frozen. She'll be facing Naomi for her SmackDown Women's title this weekend. Here's hoping that Naomi wasn't trained by whoever taught Bayley how to wrestle, because I'm pretty sure the objective of this match might involve hurting people. JBL puts things into perspective for Naomi.
Naomi might as well take 2 weeks off and quit if she loses to Lana.
Oh, it'd be that bad.
Look, if she survived last week's promo, I'm sure she can survive losing a match.
Yeah, I think you got to equal the pressure on Lana. Look, what if she doesn't deliver? What if Lana goes out there and gets embarrassed? So where does Lana go?
Yes, heaven knows Lana has had an otherwise respectable role in the WWE, completely free of embarrassment. If she lost to Naomi, it could destroy her. Unlike, say, getting thrown into a wedding cake and almost sleeping with Enzo Amore. Being pinned by Naomi, though, impossible to recover from that. Tamina starts to dominate in this match, and Naomi is in serious jeopardy. No, not like... Never mind. Naomi picks up the win, only for Lana to attack her from behind after the match.
Oh, and Lana from behind!
Well, I guess we're getting a sequel from last week.
Look, if it's a sequel to something featuring Bugs Bunny and it's not Space Jam 2, I'm not interested. JBL gets cussed out by his boss on live television for referring to the women's title belt as the thing that it is.
And look at this. The belt matches the dress. Fashion coordination. Might be that championship belt will look good around Lana's waist if she hits that on Sunday.
This is a sight.
And now, let's watch that exact same clip as seen through the eyes of Vince McMahon.
And look at this. The belt matches the dress.
That's just how devastating it is to the WWE product when you don't say the exact branding. Got that hashtag WWE Universe Sports Entertainment fans? Well, with that said, that's about all we got time for this week. Apologies if this one didn't make you laugh, but look, I'm not here to put smiles on people's faces. I'm here to put bruises on people's backs and send people to the hospital. So clearly doing comedy videos on the internet was my calling. Doodle pip.